my mouth, and if my mama called my name, I said yes, ma'am. Learned to get up for work on Mondays, played hard on Saturday and church on Sundays. And if that sounds old-fashioned, well, I guess I am. It gets in your blood, it's thick as mud, and I can't change.
Just tune in, you're in for a real treat.
Yay.
This is www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com show, and today we're going to be doing an interview with the Little River Band.
Woohoo! On May 1st, on May Day, he's
Oh,
taking time
man.
out of his schedule, going around the maypole.
I mean, they've had 11 consecutive top 20 hits. I mean, that's a lot.
Almost as many as our group just ripped.
Just ripped. We had none. But yeah, he's going to be coming here in just a second. We're going to do an interview with him, and he's been with the band for like 41 years, and he was the lead singer for some of the songs like Night Owl, which was the biggest song. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't remember, but that was their biggest hit.
Lonesome Loser.
That's
My theme song every night.
Before he goes to sleep with a cramp in his arm.
Look at those forearms, man. But we're going to get out of here, let you listen to that interview. Fantastic.
So stay tuned, and we're going to have it posted up on the webpage in a few hours. So go to www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com. And if you want a band that you want to get interviewed, a big name band or anything, let us know. Send us an email on arkansasshowcase@gmail.com, and we'll try to hook you up. We'll call them up, and we'll say, hey, we want a damn interview.
And they'll say, okay, we're scared. But there you go. I'm sorry that we can't be at the concert, but they canceled it. But a lot of people are still coming to Magic Springs, so go make sure you go check those guys
And
out.
we'll be getting some more interviews coming to you because we do the interviews for the bands going out there. And right now it's kind of put on hold, but after everything clears up, then we'll have some more interviews coming up, and hope you enjoy them.
Just like Roy's rash.
My rash, it keeps coming up, especially around my face.
We're out of here. Stay tuned. Bye.
www.arkansasshowcaseradio.org show. No, wait, that's wrong. www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com show. There we go.
Hello.
Is this Wayne?
It is. Is that Roy?
Yeah, it is, Wayne. How you doing, man? The coronavirus got you?
No, but there's a little excitement here in the neighborhood. We've got sheriff's helicopters flying over the neighborhood and people knocking on doors saying don't go outside. So I'm sorry I'm late, but had to find out what the heck was going on around here. So
Oh, you got a zombie apocalypse there?
must be, I guess, desert apocalypse. I don't know.
So how are you feeling there, Wayne?
Oh, we're doing good. I mean, we if you're going to be quarantined, you might as well be quarantined in dry 100-degree air. So we're good. We're doing fine.
So where are you actually located right now?
We live. I'm the only one in the band that doesn't live in Nashville. We're just outside of Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Boy, it is warm out there.
Oh yeah, we're breaking records here already this summer. Or spring. So it's But I got to say, 100 degrees here doesn't feel like 100 degrees in Arkansas or Florida. It's,
oh no, 100 degrees here.
Whole different experience.
I wouldn't even go outside at 100 degrees.
That's right.
Now, of course, touring with the Little River Band, y'all still have several dates that are coming up that y'all are doing shows with, right?
We do. Right now, the spring shows, April, May, June, have all been moved either towards the end of the year, or a lot of people are shifting into 2021 just to make sure that we all have the all clear to gather again and put on a concert. But so the way it looks right now, starting July 9, if everything holds, starting on July 9th, we will work every weekend until Christmas.
Holy cow.
Including Thanksgiving weekend.
So how does that work with
there will be no rest for us come July. And so, knock on wood, I hope that happens.
So how does that work with the band? Do y'all all have to agree to that? I mean, if there is one person that's going, nope, I'm not ready to go out in the real world yet, not without my, Darth Vader mask on. I mean, do y'all have to take that into account, or do you just say majority wins, we're out of here?
Well, that's a really good question.
Because I'm not asking anybody else. I'm just going to tell them.
Well, over the course of the close to 15 years that this lineup has been assembled, there's only two people that, for either family reasons or health reasons, or even even heavy flu, you put one person with heavy flu on the bus, and your tour is over with for a couple weeks.
Right. Wow.
So everybody has been. Nashville is full of great players, and we know people that have come out with us and subbed. One guitar player knows both guitar players' gigs. We've got a drummer who's learned the show because of a family thing that the drummer couldn't get there. Little River Band can go put on a show with everybody except for myself. It's the lead singer, the guy that's been there for 40 years.
And you almost didn't even sign. You almost didn't even sign with the band. You said no when you was with the Messina band, didn't you?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You cut out.
Yeah, when you almost said no to be with the Little River Band, didn't you? When you were with the Messina.
Well, I did, and let me get back to that in 1 second. I just want to go just elaborate on that other question. At the moment, because of the virus, we've made it a unanimous. If somebody doesn't want to do a meet and greet, we don't do it. If somebody didn't want to get on a plane, we wouldn't have gone. But the truth is, with all of these shows, it really wasn't up to us anymore. It was up to the promoters and the venues, because state and local governments and federal, everything got shut down. So it was really, the decision was taken out of our hands very early on. It just became impossible to do it. We did 3 shows at the beginning of March, and at those 3 shows, we all were very hesitant to go meet and greet and shake hands and so on and so forth. So we pulled back on those, and come Monday that next week, the lid got clamped down on all of our shows. So it's really not our decision right now. Come July, hopefully things will be stable enough that we'll be able to say unanimously, we're going.
I hope so.
But yeah, in my infinite wisdom, when Little River Band said, "Do you want to join?" The Messina band we were getting ready to record our own music. We had just recorded Jimmy's first record. We were sure there would be a second one, and all of that fell apart. So on the day that they approached me in September of '79, I said, "Look, I'm sorry, but I'm committed to doing this other thing." And a month later, I'm calling Australia going, "Hey, is that offer?"
I was only kidding.
And they said, "Look, we're going to go back out in April of next year. We're all taking a break because we've had a very, very long year of live record, world touring, so on and so forth. We need a break. We'll call you back in April." And I hung up going, "Yeah, they're going to call me back in April. I'm sure that's going to happen." And sure enough, they did, and away we went.
You don't leave your house for a year. You're just sitting by the phone, just waiting for it to
ring. You got
ring.
a big old beard like Moses.
No, rent still needs to be paid, whether that phone rings or not. So we were gigging as a band in California, and I was quite shocked to get the call in March of '80 that it was all on, and get here to Australia on early April to rehearse, and then we're going. So it was kind of full speed ahead once that call came in.
So that was like a rush, wasn't it? That, man, I'm in the big time now.
It certainly was. This is the true story. My 30th birthday was in Germany in front of 130,000 people.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow!
And it was kind of surreal. And then right after that, we got to, it's time to make a new record, and we picked a producer that was George Martin, and we go into the studio, and band politics being what they were, one of the songwriters was looking for somebody else to sing his songs, and it was I was unaware of that at the time, but Night Owls was basically written for my range, and we got to George Martin's studio, and it got picked as the first single. So that whole year of joining the band and then literally just about a year later, Night Owls came out and hit top 5. That was just a runaway freight train.
You're just bragging now, aren't you?
Great time.
Well, I mean, you got such a phenomenal voice, though.
Well, I appreciate that, and but the truth is, it was an unknown quantity because I had never sung lead on anything in the studio. I mean, in high school and college bands, you sing songs, and I was the lead singer of a couple of bands, but I had never sung in the studio with anybody ever. And like I say, the songwriter and the producer both heard that there was something there, and so they went with it and chose it, and then Capitol Records endorsed it as well. So again, you just got to imagine that was from 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds. Suddenly, I've gone from no singing lead to being on the radio. It was crazy.
So what was it like the first time that you heard yourself on the radio? Do you remember where you were when you actually heard that?
I do. I was in the car. As a matter of fact, I think I was on the way to the airport to go do the next thing that we were going to do. And, boom, boom. Back in that day, you're listening to the Top 40 radio. We all were, because we were hoping to hear the band get its first airplay in 81. And sure enough, you hear that announcement. Folks, we got the new Little River Band single just out, and here it is, Night Owls by Little River Band. Boom, and that was...
He was rolling down the window. Hey, everybody, listen to this. Listen to this.
You're stopping traffic.
Distort the old Plymouth stereo and crank it up. So that was pretty fun.
Now, you've had, the thing with the Little River Band is everybody can sing on those bands. I mean, you guys got such great voices. Now, what happens when some of the band member leaves? Because you've had some people leave the band. How does that affect you all when one person leaves?
Well, that statement is an understatement. Yes, we've had a whole lot of people leave the band. But here's the deal: our outlook always was just a little bit of background. Little River Band was an assembled band. They didn't, grow up together and play garage bands and then go out and, sleep on their gear and all that kind of stuff like other stories. They had all been in successful bands, and a manager who had been in another successful band put those guys together, knowing that they were songwriters and hoping that they would have a good blend and sing well together and so on and so forth, which of course they did. And there's no question or denying that. But again, the politics and whatever, people started deciding they were unhappy, or they knew best and were trying to steer the band in a way that other people didn't want to go. So there was tension. And when the first person, asked to leave was the lead singer, we got another lead singer. And then the people that were in the band we knew that John Farnham was a great singer, and so the vocals changed to adapt to his voice. Then the next person that left the following year was one of the songwriters and the singers, and it kind of fell on me to take his role and then just do it full time. Then the next person that left that was a singer, we just kept looking for those people and those voices. And when a different person comes in, some things change. Sometimes you change a part because a person fits better in the middle than on the bottom, or however it works. But having been there through all of those changes, I got used to listening for this one thing, and the word I used was ping. If you were in a room and these people are singing, there are overtones to the human voice, and you can hear them. You can hear notes that aren't actually being sung because the blend creates those other notes in the room. And I call it the ping. When you hear the ping, you know what's happening, and you know that's the blend, and that's the way that the voices should be blended together. And we've had to do it, multiple times. Luckily, I have to say that this band is very stable right now, and all 5 of us are singing, and the ping is undeniable.
Well-
in many different forms and on different songs, but that's what you do. You just try to find the spot where the person coming in can add something new to the band and some new fresh energy and make that vocal blend work.
See, I'm glad you said that because me and Roy have been told that we were able to hit notes that no person have ever heard before either when we sing.
Only dogs.
So,
I'm not sure they call that the ping.
Now let me ask you something. Now, I read a little bit about the legalities of the Little River Band, just the name of it.
Right.
And that's kind of a unique thing. Now, you guys actually own it with the Me Too group, right?
It's called We Too.
We Too, that's it.
One of our hit songs was We Too. But yes, We Too is the company that owns the trademark and owns the name of the band, and has for 20 plus years. Let me go back to early 90s, maybe 25 to 30 years. That entity has been the entity that owns the name of the band. And what the Little River, by the way, the band ownership and all of that is not really new. We just have a unique situation in that the people that used to be in the band they're not U.S. citizens, so our success was here, and it's all a big patchwork of legalities and so on and so forth. But Little River Band had already seen the Creedence Clearwater thing, the Fleetwood Mac thing, the Doobie Brothers thing, the Beatles thing, so on and so forth. And so from day one, the business structure was set up for Little River Band in this way. If you leave or you're fired, you leave the name behind. It's very simple. There's a lot of paperwork and a lot of legal mumbo jumbo about it, but that was the premise. If you leave the band, you leave the name behind. You don't get to go form another one. And that is what former members challenged us about, and we happen to have had the paperwork that they signed when they left the band saying we leave the name behind. And so when we went to court about that whole thing, the judge looked at the paperwork and then looked at the other guys and said, these are your signatures. You've already signed that this is the way this is supposed to work. Go settle this. Don't waste my time. And that happened in Australia, and it happened in America. So it's really been a very open and shut situation. The paperwork's there. Everybody knew what the deal was. And like I say, when one person left, the rest of the people in the room weren't ready to give up Little River Band or what it meant to people and the music business. So we moved forward. And as you keep moving forward, pretty soon, I'm the lead singer, and there's other people in the band, and the name has flowed forward with the band.
So those
Hey,
original.
I just made a water thing. The band, the name flowed with the band.
that was pretty sharp. I know.
Yeah, so those members that were the lead singers at one time and everything. So when they do a band, they do a concert, they're just now a cover band, right? Of Little River songs.
I certainly am not. Look, they're great performers and they're great singers, and this was all a legal thing. I would not. First of all, they wouldn't go do it. We've actually let them use the name a couple of times at award ceremonies and stuff like that, because they were the founders of Little River Band, and we're not trying to deny the history. We're just trying to say, there can't be two. There can only be one, and otherwise nobody knows who they're getting, and it's like there's two different brands of Coke, or there's two different New York Yankees, or so on and so forth.
It makes sense.
I would never tag them with the name cover bands, just as I don't want them tagging me with that title. This is Little River Band. We're not covering Little River Band. I was there to help create part of what Little River Band is. And so I wouldn't go backwards and call them a cover band. I would say they're living on the past of what they did before, and so be it. But the point is, they don't perform together anymore anyway, so that's kind of a moot point. But I hate that word cover band when it comes to the people that have contributed to to LRB over the years.
And that makes sense. Now, of course, some of the songs that you're singing right now are some of the most iconic songs that people are ever going to hear. Are y'all working on anything new right now? I mean, during quarantine, were y'all knocking out new tunes or anything that?
We are. We just got done doing something that was a lot of fun and very special. Our keyboard player, who's been in the band now almost 16 years, studied music and orchestration, and so we were able to dip our toe into the world of orchestra, where we're joined on stage by anywhere from 60 pieces down to 10 or 12 first chair players playing these charts that Chris wrote for the hits. It just expands the musical scope and the emotion of the song to put those instruments up there with us. So it was going over so well that we decided last year to record some of those shows. And so we have, that must be your dog, not mine.
Yeah, it was.
We have, we just got done mixing, and it is in manufacture right now. We will have it in our hands in about a week. The CD is called Black Tie, and it is live with those orchestral arrangements and players pushed up front so that everybody can experience that on CD.
How would someone, or when would someone be able to
get year. So we're all taking a breath here before we dig into new material, and we're starting to compile a list of songs because we're overdue for a CD, and we got some great songs sitting in the wings waiting for us to start collectively working on them remotely.
Now, when you do this, when you do the CDs,
we're not sitting still. We're going to have that one done probably towards the end of the year, beginning of next year.
Yeah, when you do the CDs, how do you make distribution on them? Are you at the label?
We're not signed to anybody. We do independent distribution for this one, things like this that are live and totally within our control. Our last CD with a label was with Frontiers Records, which is an Italian label, and we did a CD called Cuts Like a Diamond in 2013. There are still songs in the set that are from that CD that it's a big country. I mean, we probably sold, I don't know, we might be coming up on selling 8,000 to 10,000 of them, but when we play for 1,500 people a night, there's still millions of people that don't know about that CD, and there's some great songs on it. They go over extremely well during the show. So we've got new music in the set, and we will have more towards the end of the year to start. It's always great to have the hits are enhanced by the fact that we keep working on new music.
So a lot of
that energy translates to the hits. So people come to a show now and they're going, well, there's the hits, but listen to these new songs. These guys are still, they're still currently, making music like musicians are supposed to do. So it's a great 1-2 punch during the show to have good new material in the set. So that's not going to go away. We're going to do that until we shut the lights off on the bus.
So now the new music, have you dipped into other genres like gangster rap or anything like that to play?
Yeah, I call it geriatric gangster rap. I'm only 70 years old, so it's old guy rap.
Perfect. Can't wait to see it.
It's kind of shrink wrap, if you know what I mean.
Well, now we're not going to keep you, but if someone wants to see or hear anything that you have coming up, the new dates, other places that you're going to play, what's the best way for them to get all the new updated information about you guys?
The easiest and quickest is littleriverband.com. There's a bio, there's a history, and there's a calendar. And really, at this point, that's just about anybody wants to see is, who's in the band and where are they going to be. And those are all right there at littleriverband.com. We also have Facebook and a fan club Facebook page. So there are other options as people want to find out more about us and our travels. But the standard routes to get there are all easy to find. And if they just Google or Bing or whatever search engine, just type in Little River Band, you will get taken to those spots. So it's pretty easy.
Now, one thing we always do, because what we do is we do a show that promotes local artists here in the state of Arkansas. And when we have somebody like yourself, what would be one thing that you would tell them that would be the most important thing to be a success in this career?
Well, I would have to say two, because they're essential. Grow a thick skin so it becomes Teflon. Just let it all bounce off of you, good and bad. Don't be steered by too much good or too much bad. But the most important thing to me is write and be involved with recording your own material, because there is nothing more sincere when you're standing in front of people than you presenting yourself. If you're singing your own words, you're telling your own story, or you're telling stories that you've written that you believe in about others or life or whatever it is, that's going to ring true to people in the audience. And that would be my biggest piece of advice for long-term success, is do that. And you can fall back on that at times when it's hard, and at times when you don't know how to take the next step. You've got that internal passion to stick your neck out and do it again. That's kind of what it's all about.
I think that is perfect advice.
Outstanding.
Except for Roy.
I'm done.
Never tell Roy to get in front of a group of people and present himself.
Yeah, it's a full Monty there, baby. But
well, I'll have to take your word for it.
hey, but what we like to do is every time we do an interview, like we've done the interviews with Three Dog Night, Ted Nugent and everything, we like to get, if you could, in your spare time when you're here with coronavirus and everything, quarantine, if you could shoot us an autograph, just a simple autograph that we put up on our web pages, and we do that with the pictures that we've done with them or autographs, and if you could do that, we'd greatly appreciate it.
I would be glad to. Happy to do that. I'll tell you what, we've got email. Let's trade. Do it by email or give me a physical address to send it to, and I'll make that happen.
Perfect. Outstanding.
And thank you so much for your time. I know it's May Day. I mean, a big old holiday around here with the maypoles and all that. So we appreciate you taking the time.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I remember May Days playing on the rivers of Missouri and Arkansas and all over the Midwest, and the mayflies that come out. Oh my God! It's like a protein shake when you take a breath.
And I tell you, this has been a great pleasure because I love you guys. I've always loved the Little River Band. I never call them LRB. I never liked that. I just say Little River Band.
Either way, we'll answer to either. But thank you very much. And we haven't been in Arkansas for a while. It's a shame that we couldn't do the May 30 show, but it's going to get rescheduled. We will be back, and we will see everybody as soon as we can.
Perfect. We'll come out there and take a photo with you.
You got it.
And we'll play some of those notes that you've never heard before.
Can't wait to hear them.
You take care now, Wayne.
Appreciate it, Wayne.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Same to you guys. You guys take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you go.
Wayne Nelson,
Little
man.
River Band.
Oh, this guy's great, man.
Love him. Love the music. Hate that it's
He's
not
got
gonna be at
such
Magic
a
Springs.
great voice. I mean, all those guys had great voices.
You were scaring the hell out of me. You're like,
what you, Wayne?
I think Roy's kind of hitting on
No,
you.
man. I mean, just think, they had 11 consecutive top 10 hits. 11 consecutive.
And he stands up in front of people and exposes himself.
No, I mean, that was just a great interview. I mean, he called on time, a couple of minutes late, but I mean, that was outstanding.
Perfect group. Hate they're not here at Magic Springs, but Magic Springs still are having some concerts, so go out there, magicsprings.com. Take a look at the lineup that's still supposedly happening in the part of July, I think.
and we're going to be doing interviews. We still got some more interviews up, but so when everything got put on hold, so did the interviews. But they should start coming out to date, anytime now.
Yep, and I've got to go find a maypole.
Yeah, my maypole is. But I can't talk about it.
So we're out of here. www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com.
Bye bye.
Man.
Stay tuned. We'll get that up on the website.
I was born and raised in the South, taught to mind my manners and watch my mouth. And if my mom would call my name, I said yes, ma'am. Learned to get up for work on Mondays, played hard on Saturday and church on Sundays. And if that sounds old-fashioned, well, I guess I am. It gets in your blood, it's thick as mud.